Next question coming in from Alize. Is it Alize Johnson who's playing for the Brooklyn Nets right now and playing really well? He just earned himself a contract? Maybe. If so, appreciate you hopping on board and joining the show. Say the Wizards don't make the playoffs or exit early. Do you think they'll try to trade Bradley Beal? And what would you give up to trade for him if you were running the Warriors? Hashtag NBA great show. Appreciate that, Alize. So as of right now, Bradley Beal has not demanded a trade out of Washington, even though they've had so many playoff shortcomings and have lacked success in previous years. Until Bradley Beal makes it known that he wants to leave, I think he's going to continue to stay with the Washington Wizards. If he does demand a trade and say, look, I got to get out of here, we just didn't either make the playoffs or were exited early, I want to be traded, I think the Golden State Warriors would be a fascinating team. And if I'm Bob Myers, I would think long and hard about putting together a package that consists of that Timberwolves top 3 protected pick, which is unprotected next year, as well as James Wiseman. I would part with those two pieces to bring in a player like Bradley Beal. I'm not sure Beal is a bona fide number 1 player, even though he's averaging 31 points per game, but can you imagine him next to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson when healthy? Fireworks right there. Are you down for a Bradley Beal to the Warriors trade if that speculation starts to heat up? And, hey, maybe it does. And if it does, you know we're going to cover it here at Chat Sports. Get into the comments, hop on board, type T for trade or type P for pass. NBA Now is brought to you by our friends at Newsbreak. I'm really excited to tell you about one of our key partners here at Chat Sports, and I'd appreciate it if you downloaded the Newsbreak app by going to chatsports.com/newsbreak. In doing so, you would support Newsbreak, but you would also support us here at Chat Sports. So on my phone right now, of course, I'm tuned into everything going on. I'm subscribed to all of our channels here at Chat Sports, and I kind of monitor all the videos that go out, and I also have to stay up to date with everything happening in the world in sports and outside of sports. And on one single feed on my phone, I can get all of my local news and weather here in Dallas. I just moved here so I can get acclimated and familiar with the politics, pop culture, and food. And the good thing is, sports content is also available on the Newsbreak app, and we have several channels on the app as well. So you can either kick it with us on YouTube or go on the Newsbreak app and catch our Chat Sports content there as well. Marcus, last week you guys said you'd take Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant, that quartet, over LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and Ray Allen. How about that Warriors team against Michael Jordan, the GOAT, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, etc., which of course includes one of the best coaches, if not the best coach of all time, in Phil Jackson. So, Marcus, I think I would edge and go with the Chicago Bulls, but I think you want to focus on the style of play here because the run and gun style that the Warriors really made popular and other teams across the NBA have tried to implement was a totally different physical style than the Chicago Bulls were used to in the early to mid 90s. Like, the Bulls didn't face any team that was run and gun, chuck up 3-pointers while still playing great defense because Klay Thompson and Draymond Green were two of the best defenders in the entire league. Is KD going to be able to lock down Michael Jordan? I think Michael Jordan would get his. I think Steph Curry would be able to get buckets too. Draymond Green would be an interesting defensive matchup as well as Klay Thompson because both of those guys are defensively really savvy. But it's Michael Jordan that we're talking about. And Scottie Pippen is a Hall of Famer. Dennis Rodman is a Hall of Famer as well. Steve Kerr off the bench hitting tray balls? Great. Phil Jackson pushing all the right buttons against one of his former players in Steve Kerr, which would be fascinating. Hey, it is a great conversation. Let me edge and not disrespect Michael Jordan because we saw in The Last Dance last summer, when people disrespect Michael Jordan's, you got ghosts haunting you and following you. I don't want that to happen to me. Nathanella Sabell Blake, which teams do you think might win the NBA Finals? Lakers if they're healthy, Sixers possibly, Brooklyn Nets, even though it would be one of the most fascinating stories of all time because that trio of Harden, KD, and Kyrie will enter the playoffs most likely only having played 7 games together. Could you see a team like the Boston Celtics surprise a lot of people? Possibly. The Milwaukee Bucks, are they going to find postseason success? They've been playing much better of late. Could the Denver Nuggets without Jamal Murray do it? I don't think so. Los Angeles Clippers, I like them because they've been playing a lot better. So my leaders in the clubhouse right now, I'd go Sixers, Nets, Lakers, Jazz, Suns, and Clippers. Those 6 teams. This question coming in from Salo PvP Dog. Booker or Mitchell? That's an awesome question. Awesome question, because both of these players are trending upwards right now. And Booker out of Kentucky, Mitchell out of Louisville, they weren't like first, second picks in the NBA draft. Like, people slept on these guys, and nobody expected them to be superstar players like they have turned into and developed over time. Now, part of that is them just unleashing from the college game, but also they deserve credit too because they have developed their games immensely. And you know what that takes? A lot of hard work. Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, 2 of the best young scorers in the league right now. If I were to start my franchise with one, I would edge with Devin Booker, but Donovan Mitchell, he's already had more postseason success. So edging with Booker, but Mitchell is right there. Solo PvP Dog, that's a phenomenal question. Appreciate that. Raindrop Hot asking this: who will be the rookie of the year? Before LaMelo Ball, the Charlotte Hornets, got injured, I thought it was going to be him, and I thought he was going to win in a landslide. Now, I lean Anthony Edwards. Now, LaMelo Ball has been cleared to return and ramp up his basketball activities from that wrist injury that he suffered. I don't think he's going to come back in time to win the Rookie of the Year, so I'm going to go Anthony Edwards. The most impressive rookie, in my opinion, in the NBA. He won't win the award. It's been Tyrese Halliburton of the Sacramento Kings. P2 Win, another question. Appreciate you for watching this entire time. Is Kawhi Leonard leaving the Clippers at the end of his contract, or will he re-sign? I think Kawhi Leonard returns. The only scenario I see in which Kawhi Leonard leaves the Clippers is if they go out in the first round. And here's a sneaky thing to look out for. If the Clippers get the number 3 seed and the Lakers drop to the 6th seed, a first-round playoff series between the Clippers and the Lakers could be electric. And who would I take in that matchup if the Lakers are 100% healthy? I take the Lakers because I think they match up better. So if the Clippers go out in the first round, maybe Kawhi leaves, but I don't see him leaving. He is going to opt out, though, and people are going to be like, oh my gosh, Kawhi is leaving. The only reason he's going to opt out of that contract is so that he secures the bag. Timberwolf Taylor 13. Who are the best lottery team fits for each prospect? Cade Cunningham to the Timberwolves is going to be a good pick. I mean, let's see. I like Cade Cunningham to the Timberwolves. I think Jalen Suggs really going anywhere is going to be a great pickup. If he goes to the Houston Rockets, I think that allows the Rockets to start to rebuild a little bit. And I love like the diversity to Cade Cunningham's game, but also Jalen Suggs. I think either of those players, whether one goes 1 or 2, they're going to be a great building block for the Timberwolves or the Houston Rockets. So look out for that. Last question coming in from Rogue Brothers. Who is the best coach, Phil Jackson or Greg Popovich? Let me go Phil Jackson with the slight edge on Pop, but I don't know. I mean, both have been very influential throughout the course of NBA history because they've done so much, implemented so much, they've established cultures, and really have had to manage like superstar groups. Phil Jackson with the Lakers and the Bulls, though, all of those combined championships, he was able to step in Chicago and help Michael Jordan get over the hump and win that first NBA title and win 6 of them. And then the Lakers were in an awful spot before Phil Jackson took that job, and what do you know? He goes there and they win more rings. So give me Phil Jackson, but Rogue Brothers, yo, that's a good one.